Hello YouTube world. In previous video we learned basics of TDD with simple adder function. Now in this video we will be taking more real world example and see how to do TDD. So let's get into it and see what we want to build. So let's first read our requirements. As you are a very friendly person, you would like to send a birthday note to all the friends you have. But you have a lot of friends and a bit lazy. It may take some time to write all the notes by hand. The good news is that computers can do it automatically for you. Imagine you have a JSON file with all your friends like this, and you want to send them a happy birthday email on their birth date, like with this subject happy birthday and body happy birthday, dear and the name of friend. Okay, so first let's think a bit for the solution. As we go through our requirement, we can see that there are multiple things that we want to do. So let's break them into multiple steps. First, we will need to read list of friends from the file. Second, sort the friends who have birthday today. And third, send them birthday mail. Essentially, we will have three units like this. First, some file store who will read file and return list of friends from it. Second, birthday service who will get friends list from file store and sort out friends whom we want to send birthday email. Third, some mail service who will actually send the email to our friends. So with this approach, let's start coding with TDD. Let us quickly initialize our project with yarn and install our testing dependencies Mocha and Chai. Okay, to start with, let's first start with our file reader, which will help us read list of friends. Here, instead of calling it as file reader, let's call it as a friend store. Let's write test for it then. We want our friend store to have a function named getFriends, which will take file path as input and return list of friends from it. But if we do not pass any file path, we want it to throw error. So let's write first test friend store and now it should throw error if file path is not given. Okay, so it should throw error. With this message, file path not specified. Okay, let's import this from Chai and let's run this test. Okay, we have not added script in our package.json, so let's quickly add them. Now we can run our test. Yes, so it is now throwing error that getFriends is not defined. So let's define it. Let's have our friend store here and it would have method getFriends. It will take file path as an input, and if file path is not present, it should throw error with this message. Yes, so now let's run our test and see if it is passing or not. Test. sorry, we have not imported it here. Get friends, we will get it from our friend store. Yes. So now our test should run. Yes, it's now passing. Now next, if we pass correct file path, we want our function to read that file and return list of friends from that file. So let's write our next expectation. It should return list of friends from file. Okay. Our get friends function would use read file function from fs module of Node.js, and it will read that file and return list of friends. But in unit test, we should never test code with dependencies. That is, our function under test should not call any other external function, else we will be doing integration test and not unit test. So to solve this problem, we can use faking libraries like cnone. So let's go and add it as a dev dependency. So once we have added it as a dev dependency, let me just paste the code and I'll explain you through it. So what I am doing here is, first I have created list of friends. With cnone, I am creating a fake function. Let's call it as a fake read file, which returns this list of friends. Now we tell cnone to replace fs module's read file function with our fake read file function. So now whenever read file function from fs module will be called, it will be bypassed with this function and this will return list of friends. Okay, and now we can get the friends by calling our get friends function and store it in result, and we will check that these results are same. Also, our fake read file function was called with like this file path. Okay, so let's run this and see if it fails. Okay, we have not imported cnone, that's why it's giving error. Cnone equals to require cnone and const fs equals to require fs. So we are importing fs module from Node.js here, and let's run it. Okay, right. So now we are getting correct error. Now let's fix this test by making cool changes to our friend store. Okay, so first we will import fs from fs, then if file path is provided, we would return fs.read file and file path. Cool. So now this should pass. Yes, indeed it's passing. With this, we have our friend store ready with us. Now let's move ahead with our next unit, which is birthday service. So let's write test for it. Let's describe our birthday service. We want our birthday service to have function name greet friends, which will send mail to our friends, right? So what does this greet friends will do is, it will first call friend store and get friends list. So let's write our first test. It should call get friends from friend store, right? Now again, we want to test our birthday service and not our friend store, which is another unit. So here again we will use cnone. So let's import it to fake our get friends function. Also we want to fake friend store, so let's import it as well. backslash and friend store, right? Okay, so when we call greet friends, we expect that it will call get friends function from our friend store. So first let's fake it. Get friends equals to cnone.fake, and we don't want to return anything, so we can just simply put empty. And now tell cnone to replace it. We want to replace friend stores get friends function with our fake get friends function, right? Now we call greet friends function, and now we can expect fake get friends function to be called once with exactly and file path friends.json, right, to be true. Okay, so we have our test ready with us, and now it will break because we don't have greet friends function. So now let's make this test pass by writing our greet friends function. Let us create birthday service. And it will return greet friends function. Okay, let's define it. Greet friends, it would take no arguments, and it will call friend store. And it would call friend store dot get friends with this file name friends.json, right? So now if we run our test, it would pass. Okay, yeah, we will have to import it first. Const greet friends from birthday service, right? Yeah, it's passing now. So we have our first test running. So now we want our birthday service greet function to send mail to our friend. So let's write our expectation. It should send mail to friends who have birthday today. Okay, but we don't have mail service yet, so we will have to fake it. Let's first quickly fake our get friends function. So here I have created list of friends, and this friend have birthday today. Okay, and we have faked our get friends function from friend store. Now we want our greet friend function to call send mail function of mail service, but mail service don't yet exist. So let's fake it. Send mail equals to cnone.fake. Okay, now let's tell cnone to replace it. cnone.replace mail service and send mail function in it with fake send mail function. Okay, so we have now replaced the mail service send mail function. Now let's write our expectation. We expect our fake get friends function to be called with exactly this file path, right? It should be true. Our next expectation would be we expect our fake send mail function called once with exactly to be true. What we want to pass here is some mail options, right? So let's create them. Const mail options equals to. Okay, so here I'm saying that we want to send mail to this friend with this email ID and this subject and body, right? Let's pass it here. Now let's run this test and see it fails, right? Okay, first of all we will need to have a mail service. Let's create one and import it. Mail service. For now we don't want to have its implementation, but just let's create a simple file for mail service. Which will have send mail function in it, which will be empty function for now, right? Okay, now let's run this test again and see what we get. Yarn test. Now here we are getting this error, which is attempted to replace getFriends function, which is already replaced. So why we are getting this error is because in previous test we have already told cnone to replace getFriends function, and we are doing it here again. To overcome this, we will need to restore cnone. To do that, let's create a simple file root.spec and let me paste the code. Here what we are doing is, after each test this function will be called, which will restore the cnone and all the registrations will be deleted. Okay, so now we can run the function and see if it fails or not. Right now it is failing with our expected failure, that is it's not calling send mail function. Now let's go and make this test case pass. So we will go to our birthday service. Here let's first write down the steps that we want to do. The first step that we want to do is read friends from file, then filter out friends who have birthday today and send email to them, right? So we are here calling getFriend function from friend store, so let's store them in variable. Let's call it as friends. Okay, so now next step we want to do is filter out friends, so let's call them as friends with birthday, and if there are any friends we want to filter them out. Friends dot filter friend if friend dot date of birth dot get date is equals to today's date and friends date of birth get month is current month. With this we will have friends who have birthday today. If friends array is empty or not defined, we will have friends with birthday as an empty array, right? Okay, so now we have completed our two steps. Now we want to send email to them, right? So let's loop through this friends with birthday dot for each for each friend we want to send email. This email function would be from mail service. So let's first import it. Mail service require /mail service. Now we want to send mail with this mail service dot send mail with mail options, right? And we want to have them mail options as, let's copy them from our test like this. Okay, we want to send mail to the friend who have birthday, and we want name of that friend in body. Okay, this looks good. Now let's run our test and see if it passes. Okay, it's failing. Mail options is not defined. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we have some minor typo here. Now let's run it. Yes, now we have successfully implemented our birthday service and all the tests are passing. With this, we have now completed our friend store and birthday service. I hope you got to learn something new and useful with this. In next video, we will go and build our next unit, which is mail service. If you want code for this solution, I'll provide it in description. Please feel free to go and check it out. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.